Alright, we're live now, so let's just wait for a little bit more people to come on board. And let me know if you guys can hear me. If you're watching this right now, do say hi in the comments. Let me know that you are there. Hey, we've got people coming on board, and Mr. Chai Kadri. Thanks for leaving a like, bro. You got like a couple of viewers on board, and oh, hi, Jinx Chin. Jinx says, hi there, I can hear. Okay, I'm trying out this slightly different layout template for StreamYard, and you see the text is a little bit small here. Let me just try and switch it back to the default lah. Okay, let's switch it back to the default so that the text can be seen a little bit easier. Because when you do it like this, it's a bit small. Okay, let's go to, how do we change it? Let's go back to the default theme. Yeah, there we go. We can see it. It's great, awesome, man. Thanks for leaving and Chai Kadri. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm ruining and mispronouncing your names. How are you guys doing? Hope you all da makan. It is now 10 o'clock after all, and all the shops are closed already. Hope you all already had managed to get your food and get your dinner. Okay, just hang on a little bit more while we wait for some more people to come on board. I know nowadays, especially now with MCO 2.0 on Friday nights, it's like everybody's live streaming on a Friday night nowadays. So I really appreciate it if you tune into my live stream. Okay. Granted, the area which I talk about, it's kind of a niche area. It is, after all, recording and the mixing and ongoing and music production related stuff. But occasionally we talk about other stuff as well. Okay. Alright. Where are you guys watching and tuning in from, man? And who else is that? Oh, boy, Pharaoh. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you, boy? Lama tak jumpa, man. Long time no see. And Mark as well. Mark Provido Beard. Hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. All right, for those of you who get that reference. Okay. Mark, if I'm not mistaken, I've definitely familiar name. Mark, are you from the Philippines, Mark? Let me know. Thanks for chilling out here and joining me on this Friday night. Wait for a little bit more people, then we'll come on board and get down to this live Q&A, right? So, for those of you who regularly sort of follow me on my social media and YouTube, you know that usually on Fridays, the usual program that I do is called MixStream. What I do on my YouTube channel. Okay, this is, of course, here. This is my YouTube channel. Usually on the Fridays, I will do a live stream mixing session. So this is a live stream on my YouTube channel where you get to watch how I mix a song from scratch, from the ground up, all the way till the finished product, or at least the very first draft of the mix. So I go through that, and usually I work with an up and coming local artist. Sometimes I do get as well some pretty well known celebrities as well. Most recently, I think a couple of episodes I've worked with singers like former AF singers like Velvet Adu, Marsha Milan, and just last week I mixed a song by the winners of the competition, the Lagu Cita Kita reality TV competition. So that was a duet. So you can go and check it out. That's on my YouTube channel here. Let me just leave a little link to the YouTube channel. You can go ahead and check it out, okay? It's at youtube.com/studio2105. And if you're not a subscriber, if you're not a subscriber, do head on down there and click and be subscribed to the channel. I've got loads and loads and loads and loads of video content for you, right? For example, man, I started doing this in like April last year in 2020. Obviously, under COVID and under lockdown, with not a lot of things to do in the studio. So ended up doing, it ended up kick-starting and accelerating this whole YouTube channel and my mission to really promote and to encourage audio. It's twofold. It's threefold. It's one. Yes, audio education is my passion. I love to share the knowledge about recording, mixing, mastering, music production, all that sort of stuff. Right. So most of my content is definitely based on that channel as well. But there's also, I want to also highlight most of this, the music that I feature on my MixStream episodes and the song breakdowns and whatnot are mostly local independent acts and independent music, and I want to showcase and I want to share with the people, right? Not necessarily, there are those who watch the channel who are not necessarily audio engineers or music producers or that sort of thing, but I think increasingly more and more people now are knowing how to record, knowing how to, because obviously under lockdown, people have to do setting up their own home setup, buying an interface, microphone, and recording at home because of COVID-19. So lots of other channels, and hopefully some of this as well for those who are the non-technical, non-engineering folks. They can get to catch a glimpse of what goes behind the scenes in the making of the favorite songs that we hear, some of the music that we love, and hopefully this gives you a greater appreciation of what goes in, of the practitioners, of the people who write the songs, people who do the music arrangement, the musicians, the singers, the engineers, the producers, the mixing engineers. There's so many people that goes behind the creation of all this music, and hopefully this sheds a little bit of light and helps us to appreciate them a little bit more. Right, thank you. Right, so if you are there and haven't done so, please head on down. They've got loads of videos. I probably have like 100 videos already, so go ahead and check it out. Lots and lots of content as well. Recently as well, I did the not really recently, this is like September of October already, so this was last year in 2020. I did the Direct Access 1.0 music production workshop. So that's a workshop where I annually have been doing this workshop. It's something that I do every year. So this was a hands-on kind of a thing, but this time in 2001, but in 2020, right, the third year running that where I was doing this, I got a camera. I got a camera crew. I got a audio recording crew as well, and let me just very quickly try and look for maybe a video here. Let's look for it. Yeah, okay, let's look for this. So I got a video, all right, camera, and I shot the entire contents of the workshop, and well, it's all online for free, so you guys can go and watch and kind of participate in this workshop free of charge, because all of it's online. Okay, right, so check it out. This is a playlist which is on my YouTube channel as well, so go ahead and check it out lah. Right, and by the way guys, this is a Q&A. Okay, this is a live Q&A, so I can't give an answer if I don't get any questions. Okay, so if you're watching this and you have any sort of questions related to basically anything, it doesn't have to be restricted to only music or mixing or recording or music production related subjects. Can be anything as well. You want to talk a little bit more about music business in the past Friday sessions such as this, I've even given we've even had discussions ranging a lot of different topics, from students, what you want to do, what you want to pursue as as a audio student or a music student nowadays, to even promotion, radio promotion, some music business topics, or even some of the general affairs or current affairs that are related to our industry lah. All right, so now the motivation, okay, to motivate you guys to send me your questions, there is a prize, okay? There is a special prize which I'm gonna let me show it to you. Right, hang on a second, let me grab it. Don't go away. Let me look for it. There we go. Found it. Here you go. Here we go. So to keep the questions coming in, right, guys? Drop me your questions, because the best question at the end of the night, right? After we go through, I will usually be here until 12. All right. So the best question of the night is gonna get a prize, and what's the prize? You may be wondering. Okay, they are gonna get this super special. Let me get it out of the way. Okay, here you go. Can you guys see it? Okay. This is the Pop Shove It Project EAR Sampler CD. So this is very this is a not for sale item. It's a not for sale release. It was a sampler CD that we produced in very limited quantities for the CMJ Music Marathon. It was a festival that we played. It was a festival and a music conference that we played, and when we did our tour over in New York in 2012. So it's quite a while ago. So send me your questions, okay? Now, best questions, and it's got to be good questions, lah. Okay, questions like what's your favorite food, what's your favorite color, those kind of things. What are your hobbies? That don't count, okay? It's got to be good questions that can benefit everyone who's watching this. Now, this live stream is also going to be re-uploaded. I'm going to be recording and re-uploading this on the YouTube channel as well, so that folks can always go back and watch again, right? Watch again the content. So if you're watching this on a replay, okay, I do appreciate you as well. Okay, but for the live stream tonight, who has the best question will win a copy of this CD. Okay. If you still have a CD player? How many of you guys still have a CD player, lying around somewhere? I wonder. Yeah, I wonder. Do you still have a CD player lying around? So anyway, that's it. Okay, cool. Let's hang around. Let's wait for a little bit more people to come on board. Okay, let me just reply a little bit of messages. My wife is messaging me. Okay, try to. Okay. Right. Okay. Just typing some stuff. Right. I'll fake another client. Right. Okay. Let me just say thank you to them first. Very cool. Excellent. All right. Great. So keep the questions coming, folks. All right. Let me just kind of go back to the home page of the YouTube channel. So this is the title of tonight's AMA session is MCO 2.0. How's MCO how's MCO 2.0 treating you guys, man? And obviously it's not easy for everyone, not for a lot of people. And let's see. I have a little story to tell as well, but we'll wait for a little bit more people to come on board, and before I tell my story. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit later towards the end of the AMA session, but it's for you guys. Okay, I do this AMA in place of MixStream, so when there's no MixStream on Fridays, I will do the this Ask Me Anything session. And well, I get a bit of a mixed, not to say mixed, based on some of the responses which I get. Actually, some of you folks actually kind of prefer this sort of a live Q&A. Well, I guess you can't really satisfy and make everyone happy with whatever content, because on my channel I do on Wednesdays I do the weekly update Wednesday. That is the weekly that's kind of the weekly program, the video which I put up to sort of update everyone on what's kind of going on in the local industry, what I've been doing, what I've been working on in the studio. And that's also where I give a much more in-depth answer right towards questions which I solicit from all over the internet. Some of it will come from some of it will come from the subscribers, some will come from the patrons, some of it will come from the MixStream viewers as well. Some of it from various different types of audio and recording forums. So I get a lot of questions from time to time, so I will when there's a good question with a good topic, I will do a video on that on Wednesday. So I've been doing that. So the most recent one obviously was just the one which I just did this week, and very apt as well for this times. Okay, right, because the topic was about audio levels for live streaming. Okay, because on the internet or with live stream and all that, audio quality is really I describe it in the video as the wild west, meaning that there's no standards, everything is whatever goes. You get a horrible audio, you got bad audio here and there and everywhere. So these are some of the guidelines and some of the tips, right, to sort of guide folks in the right direction towards improving and getting better audio quality on their live streams. Okay, and here we go. Let's see. Oh, hi Shamsul. Hi Sham. Right, Shamsul says, wow, now got subtitle. Semakin maju, man. Yeah. This little ticker and subtitle thing, this is actually it's actually the features of StreamYard. And gradually, across the past few months, they rolled out new updates, new features, and it's really cool. When StreamYard first started, it wasn't so popular, but obviously again, under COVID, everyone is locked down, everyone is live streaming, so they have upped their game lah. I remember when we first started, the video quality, especially on the video camera, was very bad. Even though you had a good camera, right? Even if you had a good camera, the video quality of the webcam was quite bad, But they obviously must have done something to improve their servers, to improve their bandwidth, and it's gotten so much better in the end. Now they've introduced a lot more different features as well. Okay, so all right, and hopefully you enjoy what we have. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got our first question, and this is from Jinx. Right, okay. Jinx said, let me just give a little sip of nice warm green tea. Right, and Jinx is saying, okay, can't really see my face up here, hello. I stumbled into your channel not too long ago, and I'm so pleasantly surprised at how well presented your content is. Thank you, Jinx. Right, I'm glad you found it well presented. Okay. What were the challenges in getting your YouTube channel started, and how did you approach getting your content noticed when you first started? Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is a great. It's a quite a it's a good question. So let's see. What were the challenges in getting the YouTube channel? So I guess it's a two-parter. Now a little bit of background. I was already kind of sitting on this channel many years ago. The quick tip: if you're a musician or anything, go, and even though you may not be using other platforms like our other social media platforms, go set up account, go and park yourself right on that account with that account name early on, so that you will still retain that later on. Okay, you don't want to find out later on down the line, and then you have your Instagram handle as this, and then your Twitter is that, and then your Facebook is a different um, ID, and your YouTube channel's got a different ID. It's going to confuse your audience and your viewers and listeners. So just a little short tip: if you're a singer or a musician or anybody who's a content creator as well, even though you may not be using, even if you're not using LinkedIn, or if you're not using TikTok, I'm not, TikTok's not my age group, but I should probably go and park my account in TikTok real soon. Okay, let me just switch this camera angle over here like that. I still can't see my face, man. Because Jinx, your question is such a long question that, okay. Whoa, still can't see it. Okay, never mind. Okay, you don't really have to see my face. You just need to hear what I have to say. Okay, cool. All right. So the challenges. So the channel has already been there a long time, and I had uploaded, a couple of videos. It's mostly just short, random videos. 30 seconds, 1 minute long of short little clips of of what happened in the studio. Okay, but obviously, the challenge is the main challenge getting started was just to get started, just to give yourself the kick in the butt in the behind, and just say do it, and just say do it, don't procrastinate. I am far and far and far having the audience of somebody like uh, PewDiePie or Marcus Brownlee or someone like that, who have millions and millions of subscribers. But if pay attention to all and listen to the advice of a lot of the successful, let me just hide this so I can sort of talk over here, of all the successful YouTubers and content creators, it's consistency, and it's just a matter of just getting started. And it doesn't matter if your content is, if you don't have a good camera, or if you don't have a good microphone, or anything. You just have to get started somewhere. You just have to put the content out, and if you have something good to say, something interesting to say, just do it. So obviously all these factors, when we went to MCO in March 18th, I still remember that was the first day of MCO, March 18th. And everyone was really, that first one really hit us like like a ton of bricks lah. We were really unprepared, and it's just unprecedented to just have everything shut down just like that, you see. So one of the things that I'd always been my passion was audio education. I think I mentioned this earlier. So it's something that I did. The Direct Access Music Production Workshop is a workshop which I have been doing every year since 2018. So I did one in 2018, and then last year, despite our MCO and all that, we did it as well. I managed to do it. Okay, thankfully, right, a lot of help. I have to thank a lot of people who actually helped to do it. Right. So challenge is just getting started. When I first started off, I got no camera, I got no lights, nothing. The very first videos, if you go back to the very first videos which I did, it was just my handphone, and I don't have like a fancy iPhone 12 or a Samsung S20 whatever, S2000 or whatever number it is right now. I was using a simple basic cheapo Asus phone, which is like a couple of $100. For me, it's like, this phone does all I need. It's got a great it's pretty decent camera quality, and does everything I need without having to spend 2-3,000 ringgit on a smartphone. So I just started doing it. Yeah, okay. So cool. Jinx was saying sorry, haha. No worries, man. it's cool. Right. So just start doing it. So that's kind of the first challenge, and then So the challenges, well, there are some technical challenges as well. Now, one thing which was not a challenge for me was the audio side of things, was the sound, because that's just second nature, lah, right? That is just so it's something that just capturing my voice. So I experimented a little bit. I have obviously a whole studio here set up, so capturing my voice and my audio was not an issue, was not a problem. But yeah, the challenges was learning and teaching myself how to do video editing. There was something which I have never touched before. Not to say never, lah. The only video thing I ever did was in 2016 when I edited like my own wedding videos on the Windows Movie Maker. Okay, that's how noob am I. Because usually when it comes to the video stuff, I always would delegate the work and delegate the job to other people who are the experts, lah. But obviously, you're right, under MCO and under COVID, you just have to adapt. You just have to learn. I've taught myself how to learn. Right, I tried experimenting with DaVinci's Resolve. Unfortunately, my computer just cannot support it, so I ended up using a Filmora, and it's a great program, right? I recommend anyone who's starting off video editing. So I've learned a lot, and I really appreciate video editing. I really appreciate our friends out there who are video editors now. It's not an easy job, man. It's very tedious, and I was thinking that mixing and all that, it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of hard work. Oh boy, oh boy! Wait till you started. Wait till you try video, okay, and video editing. The amount of how long it takes to edit a short video or a short video. I mean, you can always keep it simple, you can, but if you want to kind of fulfill your vision of how you want to edit your videos and content like that, it's tedious work. Okay, so I really respect. Hats off, and big shout out to all our video friends and video editor friends. So yeah, so the second half of your question goes saying that, how did you approach getting your content noticed when you first started? How did I approach it? To be honest, again, I'm not an expert when it comes to social media marketing. Okay, some people who I talk to will say that, oh, if you want to be successful in your social media and your YouTube, oh, you need to have a marketing plan, a marketing strategy. You need to do some kind of a viral video in order to get attention and get noticed and to get subscribers. So, and you need to spend money. You need to take out boost your posts. You need to promote your posts here and there and spend all that. So yeah, all of that is true and all of that is valid. And depending on what sort of strategy you decide, only you can decide what is best for you. All right. But for me, but I think very important, besides all that, talking about the challenge of getting the channel noticed, I think besides all that, there needs to be a clear, authentic, real mission. I think of all things, that's very important. You need to have a mission. There's a saying that I once heard which says, the mission informs your decision, or something like that. I can't remember the exact way, but your mission informs your decision and your actions. So what is the mission? If you want to start a YouTube channel, what's your goal behind starting a YouTube channel? Are you, do you want to, let me sort of take out the banner first, it's getting a little bit annoying. Okay, so do you want to do covers? Do you want to promote yourself as a musician? Or do you want to focus on some content? Are you, you have to decide for yourself what your mission is. And for me, I have, my mission was very clear, because it was something that was a passion that I wanted to do. I wanted to do videos, I wanted to do channels that, focused on audio and music education. That was my mission, you see. So as I think I mentioned early on, that was my mission and my passion. I wanted to share, I wanted to teach It was something that have a lot of people have always asked me, hey JD, why don't you go into a teaching? Why don't you set up courses and all that? I just never had time and procrastinated, for many years before finally, right? Before COVID and MCO kind of accelerated everything into this, right? So that's pretty much what happened. There was a mission, and as not only was that, I mentioned earlier as well, I wanted to have a channel which, yes, I did music and audio education, but was also a platform where I can showcase local independent music. Actually, not only local, I'm even regional as well. Right? I'm not restricted and not just limited to only Malaysian music. Okay, totally open to music from all around the world, and a big chunk and a chunk of our supporters of supporters. Well, I'm not a football club. Okay, right? I'm not a football club. What's your football club, everyone? Right? Liverpool. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So a big chunk of my viewers and subscribers are actually from the Philippines as well. So I'm very thankful for all the Filipino viewers and subscribers. So yeah. So first of all, mission. I just think that to keep it going is your mission. If you have a mission, it informs your decisions, it informs your actions, and that keeps you motivated to what you need to do lah. Okay, so I guess that's my answer for you. Hopefully that kind of sheds your light. Again, I'm not a social media marketing expert, so I can only just share and tell you what my personal viewpoint and how I approach it. So, do you have a YouTube channel, Jinx? If you do, okay, please just leave it in the comments, share it in there, okay? This is for everyone. This Q&A is not just only to talk about me. I want to talk about you. I want to know a little bit more about you guys as well. If you have stuff that you want to share, if you have your own music, you have your own YouTube channel or stuff like that, just leave it down in the comments, and I'll definitely post it up and share it, okay? I'll definitely check it out as well. Now on YouTube itself, on Facebook itself, especially Facebook Live, I won't play the audio because Facebook is very, FB is very finicky when it comes to audio. So yeah, alright. So Jinx also said, haha, nice, okay, and say thank you for that. You're most welcome, man. You're most welcome. Okay, right. Very cool. Sweet. And let's see. Okay, we've got another question coming up. Chai said, okay, how did Project EA with Butch Vig happen? Mind sharing. Okay, wow, good question. And actually, I could very simply kind of direct you to a video that we did, because we did an interview with the Mix Philippines, and we also did a little live stream on our own on the Project EAR page as well, which kind of tells the story, but I guess let me tell the story as well, okay? So I'm not the best person because I am more of a secondary source of the information, okay? So this is how it happened. This was how Dark Times, our collaboration with Project EA with Butch Vig happened, okay? Let me kind of go. Before I do that, let me just go to the video. Okay, in fact I probably don't want to play that because when I do a re-upload later, sometimes even if I have footage, YouTube will do a copyright claim because we are actually distributed under Universal. So yeah, YouTube is like that. They'll do a copyright claim over the video, so I gotta be very careful. So here's a teaser which is on my YouTube channel, so you can go and check it out. All right, so how did it happen? Okay, right. So basically what was this? Apparently Butch was putting out, because obviously in the States their COVID-19 situation is far worse. So I think he put out like a post or a message because he put a message that he was looking for um, bands to sort of collaborate or to work with, to send him stuff that he can, um, so that he will work on or something like that, or mix or do that. So he actually put that out, and what happened was that we actually sent in our demo, our song, and um, the story. The story goes. This is our official explanation. The story of how Eminem got discovered. It's just like oh, a bunch of demos just fell down onto Dr. Dre's lap, and then randomly picked up. Oh, and then he randomly discovered that's how he discovered Eminem. The story is exactly like that. Okay, we sent I think there must have been a lot of other submissions from around the world as well, but we sent in our song, and Butch Vig kind of picked us up. He was interested. He heard that, hey, this one, Project EAR, wow, Asian supergroup consisting of various. I don't like to use the word supergroup. Okay, we're more of a collective. We're a collective network. Supergroup sounds so cheesy and so pretentious. Okay, so yeah, so so what happened was, yeah, Butch Vig picked us up. So initially, we actually had one song, an old song that we wrote way back in like 2012, 2013 from Project ER's first album that we wanted to sort of rework. We wanted to rework it, so we thought of sending that, but okay, but the late one of our band members, the late Jamir Garcia, who again, if those of you who know, all right, he left us. He passed away in November. He was a very, very dear friend of ours, and it was really hard. Even today, right? Even after a couple months, we still can't. I myself still can't really get over it. It still really hurts. There's still, this song is, the song that we did is, our. It was the last song that he ever recorded. The very last song. We finished it in like October. He passed away, unfortunately, due to suicide in November. Again, the long story of it. Right, I'm not going to get into this. Okay, there's a lot. There's there videos and a lot of other things that you can read up. But this was the very last song. So Jamir actually convinced us and said that, hey, we got this opportunity to work with Butch Vig. Let's not send him some old, stale. Actually, it was a great song, but let's not send him old material or something like that. Song which is so old it's not really relevant already. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's write a new song. Let's write something even more kick-ass. Something that's relevant to the times that we are living in right now, all over the world. We need to send something with a message of positivity out there. So we collaborate. Part of Project EAR, the family of Project EAR is very big. We grow and incorporate and other members, including Ray Toro from My Chemical Romance, James Dewey's from Get Up Kids, and he also tours. He's a touring keyboardist for MCR as well. All right, so Wing Meng from Lummy Butch, Emmett from Butterfingers. You'll see all of them in the video. He challenges and said, hey, let's come up with a new song instead. So James had did a little quick demo, right? Just based on music, and then Jamir very quickly put a melody on top, and then we sent him the song, and that's it. Everything else was recorded in lockdown. The drums were done by Rudy. He recorded at home using his Roland V drums, and then we re-triggered using I think Superior Drummer. Guitars were obviously all done. Lian from Slapshot did his guitars in the Philippines. Jamir recorded his vocals over there. Emmett recorded his vocals. Everyone recorded their own vocals, right, in their own place, in their own in separation. And I compiled the files and sent it to him. So that's kind of how it happened, man. One of the funny little anecdote side notes right from Butch, right, when he said when he told us, right, because when he's working with asking and accepting all these submissions and all that, he was like worried, like, oh no, am I going to get a good band, or are these guys like a bunch of college, like a college kids, So when he heard our music, he found out a little bit more about band. We did actually a Zoom call we did like 1 hour Zoom session with Butch over when he was in LA, right? We had a great time, just getting to know each other, talking to each other, just like how you and I are doing it right now. And one of the things he said that was really really funny is like, it's like, oh, thank God you guys are not a like a college band. You guys are like with the like a real deal actual band that has got experience, touring experience, recording experience, and all that. So he was quite a relief for him, like. He was wondering as well, like, yeah, this is cool project, yeah, sounds cool, but I wonder who are they really, you see. And so yeah, that's our story. And so we shot the music video, and the last thing that we did, we're waiting for, was Jameer's parts. But eventually, but as you know, as the story goes, that never came. He took his life, but we're not gonna talk about that lah. This song actually a message of positivity. So, the song is called Dark Times, right, by Project EAR. I'm gonna put the link in there, but you just go to YouTube and just search for it lah. Okay, go and check it out. Okay, all right, and here it is. Let me just leave the link in the video for you. Alright, this kind of just starts it. That's Jameer on the lower left, by the way. Butch, Vic, Rudy, Moots, myself in October when the hair was still short. Before the whole MCO thing came. So here's the link to the video. Right, consider the comments. Do go and check it out. Okay, this is kind of it's our parting gift from us to the rest of the world. Especially for it's Jameer's parting gift. The song, you can interpret it in many ways. You can interpret it in retrospect, in hindsight, over what the mental condition and depression that he was going through. All these things are very real, man. It's like, and it really hits very hard to have one of your best friends and closest brothers, take their own life. It's really serious. The mental health is a real thing, and I know. I think here in Malaysia itself, I think we are averaging 1 suicide a day. I could be getting the statistic wrong, but for all the people that we are losing and that we are getting sick, there are also a lot of things that are happening that we don't know of. This is something that we've never faced. So go check it out. Hopefully the video will be a bit of it's a positive message lah. Right, it was meant to be. We wrote it, right. The lyrics was written from a very very positive point of view, right. The chorus that was written by Jameer goes, in this dark times, in the darkest times, you are my guiding light. When I'm lost in time, you're my light. Okay, you're the reason I'm still fighting in the dark. So it's a message of positivity lah. Okay, right. So anyway, okay, let's go back some of the comments. By the way, Sham also said Butchvik, aka never mind, man. Oh yeah, that's right. So it was a one of our childhood teenage dreams to be working with the man who's produced Nirvana, man. All right, never mind. Not only that, Garbage as well. I love Garbage as well. Garbage apparently finished. According to Butch told us that he finished their album but then could not tour. Same story everywhere in the world. Okay. Chai was saying that, oh, smiley face. Okay. And yeah, so do check it out. Okay. Jinx, you're saying I have a couple of videos on YouTube just for fun. Quite cool. Yeah. Well, if you want people to check it out, don't be shy, man. Like I said, you just had to get started. With your YouTube channel. If you want to do YouTube, you have to get started and be consistent. Be consistent. Have a reason. Have a mission. Have a goal. Stick and stay true to that. Be authentic. I mean, it could be very easy for me to do just some kind of a viral video or some kind of a cover of whatever the latest song and all that, but it's for me that's very disingenuous. I don't want to go down that way. I want to kind of grow the channel organically. I want it to stay. I mean it for the long term. This is a YouTube is anything about YouTube is it's a long term thing. You don't expect to be you don't want it to be like a little flash in the pan where you just one video goes viral and then after that you don't continue anymore. Anyway, that's just my this is my 2 cents on that. Okay, and what else is going on? That's a great question. Okay, thanks Chai, right? I really hope. I'm sorry if I'm really butchering your names. Okay. By the way, again, as usual, if you haven't, since I'm talking about YouTube and all that, right? Please do get on down to my channel and be a subscriber. Okay. Get on down to youtube.com/studio2105. All right. Okay. What else are we gonna talk about? Let's look at there's some more stuff in the comment section. Don't worry, I will get to all of your comments. Okay. And hey, we have Lester. Hey, buddy. How's it going, man? Lester, all the way from Kupi Kupi FM in KK Sabah. Good old friend of mine. Hope you're doing good over there. How is Sabah doing? And hopefully, the situation over there is not as bad as it was back last year. Though I understand that testing is still very hard. Apparently, the waiting list is like very very long. But stay safe, man. Cool, Lester. Right. Jinx was saying, congrats on that. All right. Thanks, man. Yeah. It's a really really great honor to have the song mixed by Butch Vig. It was also mastered, by the way, by Ted Jensen also. So again, for me, that's also a dream to have one of the songs that we wrote, that we recorded, mixed by Butch Vig and mastered by Ted Jensen. Okay, we'll check it out for sure. Right, appreciate it, man. Lester said, right, cool story, bro. Deepest condolences on Jamir. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. This is not the end though. We actually are in the middle of doing a tribute song. Again, this is kind of an old song that we recorded before. We are kind of reworking it. We're getting some other musicians, a couple of rappers. We're getting two of the three kings of the Filipino metal music, from Greyhounds and Queso, Ian Tayo and Reg. Okay, featuring as well. That's in progress. That song is being progressed. The music is mostly the music is there. We're just waiting on the vocals to record the vocals. Okay, so yeah, so that's not the end. Jinx was saying, wow, that's crazy, one per day. Again, I'm not sure. I could be getting the statistic wrong, and it was an article which I read. Okay. But it was an article that came right. Yeah, this was an article in November 29. So not November 29, November 19. Right, so on November 19, the statistics revealed that there were 266 cases, and that's in November 19. Now we're already in January. The number is probably gone up. So 266 since November. Let me do a little math behind that. Okay, right. Pardon me for a second. I just have to find out. If I was doing like a podcast with a producer, someone can actually do some Google search to, right, fact check me. Okay, so March 18th to November 19th. How many days? How many days? That's two. Whew, 246 days. So that means more than one. That is really really troubling. So it's a rate of 1.08. Okay, which is okay. Technically, I guess it's one lah. Yeah. Yeah. All right. One. So yeah. So depression, mental health, it's a real issue, man. And to be honest, in fact, it's not really an easy time. And I think, I'll be very open and be fair to admit, I think all I myself, not just, I'm very open. I'll be open to admit that it's not a very easy time. And it's not a very good time for all of us, lah. Despite sometimes when we put on, you can see, if you watch my videos and all that, I'm all positive and all cheery. But sometimes when the camera's off, when the lights are off, when you're all alone, okay, and then you know and I'm sitting here in the studio all by myself, you just can't help it. These kind of thoughts will kind of creep into your mind, just especially when you're alone and you're isolated and stuff like that. um, I miss obviously my wife and my son. They're not here in Malaysia. Again, that's a super super long story which I don't want to go into. I've not seen them in over a year already. He's now 5 years old. Yeah, so it's a serious thing. So you really got to take care of yourself and your mental health. Reach out for help if you need. Just express your feelings. Just or check on your friends. Okay, check on your friends. Just drop a message to them. Say hello. Hey, how's it going? And don't just message. Take a phone call. And one of the things that was really kind of something that I really appreciate now is to have that personal interaction, even though one on one. This was something that I learned from Butch actually, right? Which I kind of adopted, because you remember, you see, in the video where we did that little Zoom call. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was so cool that what he does with bands that he's working with is that he will, do a little session. I guess normally, in real life we usually do that anyway. I'll meet with a band. If I'm producing a band, I'll meet with them. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about what they like, what kind of music and stuff like that, just to get to know each other better. So now, since we are all physically all social distance and isolated from each other, I think I think the need just to sort of see each other's face, even though it's through a camera or through a Zoom video, I feel that's really important. That's super super valuable. So I've took it on myself to try as much as possible to interact with the bands or musicians which I work with. If they can't come because of MCO or travel restrictions or stuff like that, I'll do it virtually. I'll make sure that at least we'll have a little short little 10-15 minute video call and a little chat, face to face in person. I feel that that's kind of something that we really need lah. That's really valuable. So go and talk to your friend, right? Go and call your friends, message them, just randomly ask them, hey, how's it going, man? Tell them that you love them, tell them that hey, we miss them, and you hope to see them again when all of this is over. Just bring just a little word. You never know. Sometimes just doing that can help snap people out, or at least help to pull people out of whatever vicious cycle or dark space mentally or emotionally that may be in. You never know, man. I think that's really important. Okay, right. So Right. Sorry for taking this down in a quite a more melodramatic route. I don't really intend it to be that way. Okay. All right. And yeah. So Lester says, "Do send it to me." Yeah, definitely play it on station, bro. Oh, right. Cool. 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 Excellent. Right. Yeah, definitely. Right. You'll definitely send it over to you. Chai also says, "Hi, Lester." Okay. Cool. Cool. Right. Yeah. Very nice of you all to sort of interact with each other. So yeah, any more questions so far? Okay, now let me go and grab. Let me just kind of go and grab a little refill of my tea over there. I just need to put some hot water, lah. Actually, okay. So in the meantime, right, let me just put some of these videos on play. Okay, check it out. In the meantime, go and check out the rest of my video lah on my channel. Okay, give me a 1 or 2 minutes. I will be back as well. Okay, right. Okay, right. Be back in like 1 minute. Okay, if you want to, guys, want to go and grab a drink or something like that, grab some water. Okay, it's now coming up to 11, so well, we've got another hour to chill and hang out. Okay, really appreciate you. Oh, okay. I'm back. I didn't mention good a refill. Looks like my hot water is not on yet, so I could wait a couple of minutes for the hot water to come back on. Right. So, let me turn off the banners as well. And okay. Hi, Chai. JD, this is my buddy from Kuching, Sarawak. Sound engineer 2. Oh, so Chia and Chia and Lester, you all know each other, eh? Chia, you're from Kuching. Is that right? Did I get it right? Lester said, "Yo, Jinx." Hi, Jinx. Okay, alright. Oh, is that the case? Oh, so you all know each other. Well, like I said, man, we're in Malaysia. This is a small world. Everyone sort of knows each other in one one way or another. It says Lester is my ex-boss. Oh, ex-boss at where? The radio station at Kupi Kupi FM. Why is it an ex-boss? Any story? Right. Okay, right. Just meeting now. Alright. Yep, I'm from Kuching. And Jing says, haha. Cool, man. It is a small world. Well, how is the MCO situation in your place, guys? Jinx, you are from where were you from, Jinx? Okay, so Chia is from Kuching, Lester is from KK. Sham, if you are still there, Sham is Sham dekat sini kan, KL kan? I can't remember, man. Once you get older, you know your memory start getting a little rusty. Your memory banks. And Chai Kadri says long story. And Jing says, oh, Malaysian but in Australia. Okay, right. Right. Are you living there already? In a PR? Which city in Australia? Which part of Australia? Or were you studying there or something like that? You know in I get a friendly, yeah, and then Jing says no MCO here, ha ha, he he. All right, I know, right? You know, But I do understand that Australia also went through also 2 months of lockdown before that, because I have a friend um, who I have a couple of friends actually. One who married an Australian. She's living there with her husband and her kids. And I got another friend of mine who's actually a musician here. He got stuck over there last year, and he ended up tr- coming back trying to get flights was so expensive that he decided to he might as well, right? Because his fiance, so Malaysian, is Australian, I think Australian PR citizen already. So he decided to, I might as well stay in Australia, find work here, get married, and then when you get married, you get a spousal visa and you get a PR. It's a road to something like that. It was cheaper and cheaper to do that instead of having to, fly back to Malaysia lah. So yeah, that's what's good. So Jinx says you are so that's the story, man. So everyone has to find their way and find their solution lah. So Sydney, alright, cool. Sydney. So there are restrictions though. Okay, alright. Yeah, in the PR process. Okay, cool, man. Right. Cool. Stay safe over there, man. In Australia. It must be Sydney time is how many hours ahead of us? I know Perth is the same. It's weird, right? Perth time is the same as KL time. So what? It must be like what 1 a.m. now over there. Okay. Lester was saying we were supposed to open a branch in Kuching, but things did not go as planned and stalled. So hopefully in future we get to explore it again. Right. Okay. So I see. Kupi in Kuching lah didn't happen. Understood, man. Understood. Very cool. How's the radio station doing, man? And then Lester has been really cool as well. I think some of our previous discussions were regarding the topic of radio, because one of our community members as well, was asking like, oh, how to get a song on radio. And then I think Lester, you were very helpful because you gave your points and your viewpoints coming from someone who is someone from radio himself. Okay. All right. And Jing said, yeah, I should be sleeping. Haha, 2 a.m. Okay. Oh, 2 a.m. already. Oh, 4 hours. 3 hours ahead lah. Okay. All right. Hey, if you want to go to go to sleep, don't let anything stop you. Okay. Hey, but then tomorrow's Saturday. What? It's not a working day. You stay up late. And don't you want to find out whether you will be winning this? I will get this to you even though you are in Sydney, okay? I'll find a way to FedEx it over or something like that, okay? How much is it going to cost me to send this over to you if you're in Sydney? Maybe I should put terms and regulations. Oh, only for Malaysian residents. Australian PR not qualified. Oh boy. Okay, right. Worries, man. I'll figure out a way. Okay, I'll keep my word. Let's see. Okay. And who is there? Oh, hi Timothy. Hey Timothy. Yeah, you messaged me, text me end of your life, so want to ask about more for recording. Okay, sure. Did you message me on my Facebook? I have you on the Facebook, okay? Cool, Timothy. I will definitely. How are you doing? Hope you're staying safe. I will. Yep, I'll get in touch with you, okay? So locals, okay. Jai says, okay. If you put if you put emojis or emoticons, I can't really see it. StreamYard, for some reason, you can't read, these the characters, they come out as boxes, so you can't really see. Right, Jing says, I work strange hours anyway, including weekends. Ah, it's a weekday tomorrow. Right, that sucks. Oh well, but then, I say the same thing as well. We in the music industry, in the music field, we all work weird hours anyway. There's no such thing. The weekday or weekend doesn't make a whole lot of difference, and then a holiday or not, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference as well. Okay. Actually, I should sign off now. Okay, thanks so much for your time. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah. No, I thank you for your time, man, and I thank you for your question as well. Thanks for, just jumping in on this little casual kind of a Q&A thingy, right? Oh, hopefully, you're right. Do keep in touch, and hope to see you again, alright? Real soon. Good night, Jinx. Okay, let's everyone say good night to Jinx. Good night. Okay, so Jinx will do. Alright, so well, it's the rest of us who are still here. A couple of you guys who are still watching this, I do appreciate it. Gonna be here until 12 midnight as usual, when there's no MixStream. I will do this AMA session instead. I'll make it a point, alright? I think I'll make it a point to always have something for you guys in the community. And speaking of community, okay, if you want to do join the MixStream Facebook group, because this is kind of where the patron subscribers, the kind of where I think most of the community kind of congregates, right? And it's my small little community. This group called facebook.com MixStream, right? Because people have everyone's on different platforms, right? Not everyone who's YouTube, who kind of follows YouTube, is on. Not all the YouTube subscribers are on Facebook. Neither all the Facebook folks are into YouTube. Blah blah blah. So this is kind of the group which kind of congregates everyone with each other. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I kind of tapped into my microphone over here. Let me know, by the way, so I think what I'm going to do from February onwards is I will be doing this for Fridays. I will kind of alternate. I will do 1 week of the AMAs like this, Ask Me Anything sessions, and then I'll alternate it with a mixed stream, okay? And hopefully that will be sort of the regular Friday content schedule for the direct access MixStream 2105 channel and whatnot lah. Okay, so it's a mix of both, right? I think it's a good balance, because it's not always possible to do a MixStream session on Fridays, because not every artist that puts that I'm working on or working with wants to leak their song out, right? But there's some who do, especially there's some of there who are much more keen, a little more interested to explore the MixStream as a way to tease and to interact with their fans and with their viewers. You see, so some of them do, some of them then those songs I can feature on MixStream lah, because on average I work on maybe 10 or 12 songs, record or mix a month, so I obviously can't showcase all of them, so maybe just putting out 2 of them, and it's got to be important as well. I think for MixStream, I think they really must be artists who want to be featured, because if you're kind of like okay, not okay, not okay kind of a thing, and they don't really push and help to promote their content and their channels, then not a lot of people come to the live streams except for the regular the viewers. It is already a very niche anyway. But it really needs to be an artist or bands who really want to explore and to use the MixStream platform lah, who are really going to put their weight in promoting, in engaging with their fans, because it's a platform where they can engage with their fans and pull them in, give them a little sneak peek into their work and their music, you see. So anyway, that's just me and my thoughts lah. Okay. All right. Jinx was saying good night to all. Okay, night Jinx. Okay, okay, right. So Lester. Okay, so Lester is saying, okay, doing okay juga, surviving Ladut, trying to keep things together. We have a rock metal segment on Friday, so we play the heaviest of songs at 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Oh, cool, which is around this time lah, right? 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. The indie scene have been saying radio don't support new music, so we step up the plate to represent and give them a voice and platform. I know a lot don't quite like it, but at least we did our part to represent different genres. You guys like normal local songs saja. This question again, this topic of indie, not indie. Oh, radio doesn't do anything. Guys, indie, if you are independent artist, doesn't matter whether you're a band or solo singer-songwriter, can you please stop whining about this? It's really sickening and tired of hearing you all whine. It's been the same thing over and over again for God knows how long, 20 years, right? Maybe more than that, like, ever since, yeah, and especially here in Malaysia, when we started having format radio stations like the Hits and Mix and all that. You have to understand radio, especially Hits or most of the contemporary radio stations are format radio stations. They cater to a certain demographic and a certain listenership. Okay, it's been again. I've said this before, and so probably it's not worth repeating again, okay, over and over again. But understand what was the role of radio and what does radio promotion do for you. If you are an independent band and you have not put in the hard work, you need to build your grassroots and your foundation, your audience first. If you don't have that, even if the radio puts you on, if your radio does, and if your songs do not test well, they don't get a good response, they don't get good reviews, what's gonna happen? You end up being dropped from the playlist very quickly. Radio stations, are a corporate, they are a commercial entity. They have to meet their bottom line. They have to make revenue. They have to make money for their shareholders and pay their salary and staff and everything. And the only way they can do that is by having ads, right? Is by running ads, and clients, brands, corporations will only want to run ads if they are listeners, if they have listenerships, and listeners only want to hear what's popular. If no one has ever heard from you, please don't expect too much lah, right? Radio stations, in fact, have really gone above and beyond what they are supposed to do by even providing the platform. Kupi Kupi, as Lester mentioned here, has got this segment for local music. They have given them, even though they have no reason to. Same goes with Hits. Yes, I know everyone bitches about it, and I used to bitch about it as well. Saying that Hits only has the Met 10 on Sunday afternoon where nobody listens to it. But they don't have to do it for you. Again, I'm not taking sides. I'm not on the side of radio. I'm not on the side of I'm not on any. I'm on your side, guys. Independent bands and indie acts, right? I support you, but you have to be realistic and know what radio can and what it can't do for you. Okay, it can't magically promote your song or turn you into stars or make you famous out there if you do not have all these other ingredients, the groundwork, your fan base, right, to be there. All right, so anyway, it's a super long, complicated thing. All right, in fact, I have a video exactly about that on my YouTube channel as well. So this one, let me exit the full screen first of all. It's a video that's titled la 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 da 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 da. What is it titled? It's a video that's titled "Should I Rely Radio?" Let me just search for it. Keyword. Okay, right there you go. All right. Should I rely on radio to promote my music? Okay. Oh, you guys probably can't see it. Let me put it full screen and hide Lester's comments first. Here you go. Okay, down here. Okay, should I rely on radio to promote my music? So this video I did 6 months ago. Okay, so all right, because there was 6 months ago. I think is it a 6 month cycle? Every 6 months somebody will whine and bitch about, oh, the indie radio this and that, yeah. But I don't want to turn into what's that, Spectre music group. The name just slips me. Anyway, yeah. So should I really rely on radio? So I kind of give you a answer, a little bit of insight lah over what needs to go. Okay. Anyway, Lester said, well said, bro. Okay. Chai says, indeed. Whew. Okay. All right. So it's now coming up to 11:20, so we got 40 minutes now, and I guess maybe it's time for me to sort of kind of share and tell you the little story behind what today's topic is, which is MCO 2.0, right, and my quarantine. So maybe I should get into that, right? So because I might talk about it for 15-20 minutes and then I don't want to run over time. I want to wrap this up at 12. So anyway, so MCO 2.0 has obviously right, not gonna go delve too much into that. We started MCO 2.0 on, let me look at my calendar. It was on January 14th. Yep, January 14th. So yeah, we are now 2 weeks into it. 2 weeks, 15 days actually. Okay, so oh no, January 13. Sorry, my mistake. January 13. 13, right? Wednesday. So what happened, right, was because the MCO was announced on Monday. I think on Monday, right? On a Monday. Wow. Those 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, was thrown into chaos, man. Especially for us recording studios and the production side, because what happened was my phone was ringing non-stop the entire day from people, inquiring and wanting to book the studios to get their projects, especially their voiceover work, VO stuff and work done. So it was crazy. So on Tuesday, which was just a day before, we before MCO was to take place at 12, exactly 12:01 on Wednesday. So we were doing an ADR session, right, for a short film. Okay, of course I can't mention what film it is. Okay, in due time, when it's out, I will always share the work that we do. So I had to get one of my one of my part-time staff engineers to help to handle that. I, on my side in Studio A, was doing another vocal recording as well, and supposed to do another one, but things were so tight that I had to cancel one session. So yeah, so that was what we were doing. So 2 sessions, the whole studio was running the whole day from morning until night. Okay, so that was a crazy Monday and Tuesday was a crazy 2 days because everyone was rushing. So what happens? Okay, Wednesday, alright, MCO. Then Thursday, second day of MCO. Alright, I work alone here. Okay, in the studio, obviously, right? Would not no sessions going on. Then on Thursday, I get a call from the producer of the from the production company. Right, the production company. The producer was there, the director was there. A couple of other voice talents and the voice actors were there as well, including my staff, engineer. So I think there were like 7 people, 7 folks, including myself, 8. Then on my side, another 2, 3 clients, a singer, the vocal producer, vocal coach, and one more from a label. So there were like 10 people, 11 people, right, in the studio. So I got a call from the producer, and it's like, he said, it was like, the conversation went like this. Hi, this is I'm so. I just want to kind of give you a courtesy call because what they found out was what the producer found out was that on Monday they were in close contact with a positive case of COVID. And it was like, when I heard those words, I was like, my heart sank right to the bottom of my stomach, okay, right? So so she called and said, I'm doing this as a courtesy call, as a precaution, right, to inform everyone. So this included all the people that were present that day, okay, to inform everyone that we were in close contact with, because we were inside a studio, inside, especially Studio B is smaller. Inside here, Studio A is a lot bigger. It's not an issue. So in Studio B, sorry, it was a lot smaller, so they were in close proximity, and for the whole day, they were since morning until night. You see, my engineer was there. I was in there occasionally, from time to time. I would go in just to check, just to sort check on things and how things were going. Okay, but my staff engineer, the producer, the director, and the cast members were all in there, lah. Okay. Now, we and they themselves, the production team, when they met the person on Monday, right, the positive case on Monday, they all practiced their social distancing. They all had their face masks on and everything. So, statistically speaking, right, we over here, we were like considered not a close contact. We were like a second. By a degree, we're separated by a degree of separation, right? So it was very unlikely that, right, we ourselves had been infected like that. I myself, my engineer, the cast, the clients, the director, and my clients that were here with me, it was not unlikely that, right? Over here also, I take every precaution. We sanitize. I sanitize before and after. I pare it down to like an art and a science really. I already know what to do and all that. Areas of close contact, sanitizing all the areas, the chairs, the seats, and most importantly, things like the headphones, right? So every talent which come in, especially during the ADR, because they had like 4 or 5 people, everyone gets a separate headphone of their own, and then every headphone is sanitized before and after. The microphone, pop filter, is all sanitized before. Things like switches, chairs, anywhere which where we call areas of common contact, things such as doorknobs, switches, and all that. And everyone maintained their social distancing and was wearing their mask, lah, right? So this is part of the things which I really emphasize and put emphasis on, okay? Especially here at studio, we have to take care, right? Whatever, right? It's a super minor inconvenience to do all these things. Check in via the app, just do a temperature scan, make sure you wear your mask throughout, okay? All these things are not to inconvenience us, and it's not to say that, I'm young and healthy, it's not going to affect me, I'm not afraid. What about your loved ones? What about our loved ones? Okay, I live at home with my mom. My mom is my 53, 61, 7, 68. My mom is approaching. She's 68 this year. She's going to be 68, and she is recovering from cancer. So she is an immunocompromised person who I'm living with. And I don't want to put her at risk, okay? She has survived, one case of cancer, went through a surgery before, and we don't want to jeopardize don't want to jeopardize, my mom's health or her life just to for your sake because you don't want to wear a mask inside the studio. Anyway, so I know I'm getting into a little bit of sidetrack of rant. It's so weird, there's some folks that have come in and into the studio. Yeah, okay, we do the regular SOP, temperature check, they scan, come in. Then throughout the session, halfway, they're sitting back there. Off goes the mask, and at the same time, they're gonna be saying, "Oh yeah lah," and then they'll come right next to me and say, "Oh yeah lah, we must be very careful." All the while spitting in my face, not in my face lah, over my shoulder. Oh, we must be careful. Oh, so scary lah, COVID, very very scary. Well, all the time with your face mask off, and right standing right next to me and behind me. I quickly move away when that happens. That happens, okay. Again, let's not go into that lah. All right. Anyway, so the story was I got a call, right? So I thanked her and said, right, thank you very much, okay. I immediately, right, first thing, I was in my room, okay, when I took the call. So I immediately called my staff engineer. I told him about it and gave him instructions. Like I said, this was the situation. The close contact was on Monday. Positive test, positive found out it was positive. The person was close contact on Monday. So now blah blah blah. It's how many days pass. The likelihood was not high. Very very unlikely that we had caught COVID, had caught the virus. But it would be better precaution for us to self-isolate. So I also had to call my client as well. Three of them, the singer, the vocal coach, and everything. I had to tell them the news, so they were also shocked. But they were appreciative lah. Okay, and I was worried I was going to lose this client forever, but thankfully, actually, they have come back again. For a second session, and we have enjoyable time working with them. Right, so I'm very grateful that they are very understanding. And so anyway, all right. So I got the call. I called my engineers. I called my clients and told them about it. So kind of that's where I put a message out to my bandmates as well, especially Uno and AJ, because sometimes they will come to the studio. I told them that, hey, don't come in the studio, right? Don't come in, okay? Whatever you got plans, don't come in. I have to make sure I have to isolate myself. I have to make sure the place is all sanitized first. So now, I actually had all these things I prepared. I had always a backup plan and contingency plan. So at home, in my bedroom, I had actually packed a suitcase full of my clothes, and towels and whatnot to change. I have toiletries here already, so that I'm good on that. I already had a suitcase packed there already. I was ready to for at least 10 days, or I can stretch if I wash for about, actually I've only got clothes for about a week, but I can stretch it just by washing the clothes myself, right? To if I need to quarantine for 2 weeks myself, I would do so. Okay, so I immediately I opened the door and I told my family, my folks at home, my nephew is living with me, my daughter is living with me as well. I told them, hey, go to the corner to the sofa, don't come near me. And I explained what happened to them. I said, I'm going to take my suitcase now and I'm going to go right away, alright, and leave to the studio to self-isolate. I told them that the situation, and of course my mom is very very calm, but my nephews and all that must have panicked a little bit because he was supposed to start work, right? Start a part-time work on Monday. So yeah, I told them and said that very unlikely. But for next couple of days, I suggest that everyone at home. So my family members, my mom also had to self-isolate at home. Okay, all right. So anyway, I went to the studio Thursday night. Thursday. Immediately stayed there. This is really MCO lah, right? And I isolated myself until. So they were supposed to go for a test on Saturday. Right, the director, they went to do the testing, and supposedly you were supposed to get the results within a day, but I guess maybe the labs and everything must have been especially the PCR, because it's a PCR test, the no swab one. I guess the situation is that the testing labs are just way too overwhelmed. Um, the results did not come back for like another 4 days, um, until Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday. So by that time, it was already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kind of 6 days. Well, we kept track. Everyone kind of kept each other in contact, updated each other on our condition. No one showed or displayed any symptoms. Not my family, my staff, my clients. On the side, the production team and the cast, no one showed any symptoms or whatsoever. We all self-isolated. I didn't make a big hoo-ha of it. I didn't tell anyone. The only persons I kind of told were my bandmates, because again, I don't want them coming in the studio. You see, so that's why I told them don't come in. But work still went on. I got a lot of work done, some videos as usual, a lot more mixing and stuff like that, and yeah. So I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think Tuesday, we got the news, the report back and saying the test was negative. It was all good, all cool. So this means that if they on their side, being the first degree contact or negative, it would mean that we, being the distance second degree, we are all in the clear as well. Okay, so that is already that was already 2 weeks ago. So that was already last week. So now it's already way beyond. Yeah, so now it's like, so it's now like more than 15 days after I first heard, or in the case of the contact with them, that would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like 19 days already, almost 20 days already lah. Alright, so since that happened. So that's my story about being quarantined in here in the studio. And I don't want to do that again, man. The reason why that close contact happened was because the person was a talent manager or something like that. We try to encourage, if you want to do a little meeting, a discussion, we can just simply do it over Zoom. We can do it over Google Meet. We can just do it over video call. This is the new normal. This is how we should do things. But apparently that person insisted on coming and meeting face to face. And just because of that, just because you want to come and meet face to face, travel, don't know from whatsoever and all that, you affect so many people. So please, I really want to sort of put a call out and appeal out there. If you really do not need to stay at home if you don't need to be out, okay? There's so many things that can be done or accomplished remotely nowadays. Technology is there. Okay, especially now, even the past year, it's been norm already. I can do remote production sessions, mixing sessions, listening sessions. We do it as well, real time. I've shown those who followed me. In real time, we can do mixing tweaks, as if you are right here with me in the studio, and the clients can be at the comfort of their home or wherever they may be. See, so yeah, that's the story. So right, stay safe again. All right, take care of yourself, please. Don't jeopardize other people, because of just one person. Okay, it affected, if you include my family members and everything, and God knows who knows on my end, because I told my engineer as well, he wasn't in close contact with anyone, okay, except I think for one friend. It could have, just because of one person, it could have affected 20 people. 20 people unable to do their work, unable to go out, having to self-quarantine and self-isolate. Alright, yeah, anyway, so that's my story. Okay, alright, if you have any stories to share as well, you please feel free, right? I'll be more than happy to listen and to share your stories as well. And hey, alright, another comment right down here, another question. This is not a this is not a this is more of a studio related thing. Aizat, hello Aizat, how are you, man? how is Garage Studio? I keep forgetting the name. Okay, never mind. How you doing? So Aizat asked, nak tanya dekat studio JD ada amp apa untuk recording? Okay, alright, cool. Alright, so I have three different amps here. So the first amp that I have is a Laney VH100R. This is a 100 watt tube amp. This is a two-channel amp. It's a dual channel amp. Channel A and channel B. You could consider channel A being the clean channel, but each channel has a switchable, a boost section. There's a switchable boost drive section. So essentially, it's actually a four-channel amp. You could dial a clean sound and a slightly dirtier, crunchy sound on channel A. And you could go for an overdrive, the distorted rhythm sound on channel B, and then kick in, the boost if you want to do a lead or you want to do a solo. Right. So the Laney VH100R is I would best describe it as like a Marshall but with more balls. So this Laney model is quite popular, especially with a lot of Scandinavian metal is used in that, because it can go into the it's not really into the super high gain. If you go into the super high gain, you probably need you need to probably kind of push the front end with maybe a booster or maybe a tube screamer or something like that. And yeah, that's it. Okay. And one great thing, again, one thing that, and you are able to get really good, it's a very good smooth distortion with not a lot of fizz. It's not a fizzy amp, so even if I were to turn the gain all the way up and engage the distortion channel with the extra boost and everything, okay, it's not fizzy. That's one of the great things. I selected this Laney VH100R because when I was shopping for a 100 watt head, I was shopping around. I took a whole day. I brought a guitar with me, and I went around the whole town looking for shopping for amps. I went to test, Black Stars, Oranges, rectifiers. The Mesa, I'm not a fan of the Mesa, to be honest. I'm not a fan of the rectifier series. Yeah, I checked out the Marshalls, Black Stars, Oranges, and all that. And this amps, some of it when I was at the shops, so I went to some of the stores. Some of them were actually personal, privately owned stuff. So this Laney was actually owned by he was I think it was like a backline owner, like a rental company. But the amp is something that he apparently doesn't hardly uses lah. So I got that off that guy for second hand, and after testing out all the amps, I liked that one the most. I found that was going to fit fit what I was going to use it for as a studio recording amp, a 100 watt amp that will do all of that sort of things lah. Okay, right? Because again, I'm picking it based on what would be the best choice for my recording needs in the studio. So I got that 100 watt amp, right? So instead of the usual culprits, for example, like the Marshall or Orange or the more popular brands, I went for something that's a little more popular because I found that it could do much more and sounds even better than a Marshall. Okay, so that's the Laney VH100R. So that's amp number one. Amp number two is a Vox AC30 C2X. So C2X, and everyone knows what the AC30 is. This is of course the reissue, and the C2X is actually the second generation reissue. It has a circuitry which is faithful to the original. It also uses the Celestion Alnico Blue speakers, which again is faithful to what the original AC30 is like. Okay, hey, give me a sip of water here. Okay, right, and the C2X is the it's the if you discount the all the hand wired models, which are beautiful by the way, beautiful sounding, the C2X is the considered the top of the the top line lah, the top line of the AC series. Great amp. When I first got it, it needed to be run in. The speakers needed to be run in a little while. But after a couple of years, after like about a year, the speaker has actually mellowed and smoothened out a lot more. So C2X is great. Okay, I think the first batch of the reissues, of the AC30s had a lot of reliability issues, a lot of problems. A lot of people didn't really like them, but they apparently, thankfully, they got all that sorted out when they came out with the second generation reissue lah, which is the C2X here. So yeah, the C2X gets a lot of love, gets a lot of use, man. It's super versatile. Now my third secret weapon is a Hayden Mofo 30. This is a 30 watt head tube amp. This is a single channel. It's very unique. I can't say that it sounds anything like that, like any of the other amps out there. It has two inputs with different voicings. One they call it the UK, which is supposed to be more Marshall-ish voicing. Another one they call it US, which is supposed to be going more towards a Fender Bassman, like a Fender Tweed kind of a vibe. Right? I kind of 90% I use the UK voicing. But this amp is a beast lah. Okay, small in size, 30 watt lunchbox size type of head, but it can go everywhere from clean to crunch to high gain, man. So what it does is that it has a circuitry called the Mofo boost. So it's actually a boost section which you can apply. Before that, it's via foot switch lah. Okay. So this is also the amp which I use for touring, right? Because again, it's simply the easy one to carry around nowadays. So this is the amp which I bring along with for me on my shows. I brought this amp all the way with me to New York. Okay, it's gone with me to the Philippines. It's gone with me to many places. Okay, so yeah, so even that. So right, the die, cool. And right, so Aizat was saying also. Hopefully that answers your question. So those are my three amps. But not only that, cab wise, there is a custom amp that uses a Selection V30. It's actually a modified Bugera cab. The cabs are not too bad actually, Bugera. Okay, even though the people give a bad name for it, but that was modified with Selection V30. I have an old Line 6 cab which has got G1275s, if I'm not mistaken, Selection G1275s. Now the old Line 6 cabs are actually really good, and it's actually very close. It's not exactly, it's close to a Mesa cab, except with maybe not as much of a pronounced mid-range as a Mesa, but that's kind of the closest comparison which I have. AC30, of course, is already a 2x12 combo with the Selection El Nico Blues. I have also an MPEG V4 cab and vintage 70s MPEG V4 cab, but it's currently busted because what I did was I actually blew the speakers. I was testing around a Marshall Plexi once, and I actually blew the speakers on that lah. I never got around to switching it out. One day I'll have to switch up. Okay. So yeah, so those are the amps that I have. Obviously, I am I'm a big fan as well of recording with real amps, but also how to say, right? I always record with a DI because I can always go back and either run the DI track to a VST, and some of them are great, and it's a great option, especially nowadays for every one of us who are in lockdown or doing MCO, and you can't get out to a real studio, or you are living in an area, in an apartment, in a flat where you can't record and blast an amp, your neighbors will call the cops. So it's perfectly cool. So those three amps that I have, right, pretty much will cover 90% of all the material that's out there, from rock, blues, alternative, whatever, metal, high gain, It's all there. They all cover this wide territory. So the choices I made is always based on what I need, what was needed, to run a recording studio. So those are the three amps that I have, man. Hopefully that answers the question. Whew. And yeah, Isaac says not a fan of a Recto 2. Hey, high five, man. Oh, high five. Okay, virtual high five now. So yeah, cool. Let's see. Not a fan of a Recto. I'm more an AC guy recently. Cool, yeah. The AC30, and this is pretty unanimous opinion all around the world. The AC series are the most versatile amps out there. They can cover any style of music, from pop to country to jazz to blues to rock. Only thing that it cannot do is metal. That's the only thing. Alright, and even that also, I have seen some people make it work, but the AC30 is really, it's not metal, not a metal amp lah. Okay, you can't do the super high gain metal thing. Alright, so Aizat also says garage is on red. No customer at all during this lockdown. Yep. That is again, man, I'm frustrated as well. I somehow, I don't know how, what's going to be done to, for all of us who are in the music or who are in the arts sector and all industry. Basically, under this MCO, we are just being told by, the government to just lu fikir sendiri lah, lu bikin sendiri lah kan, you jaga sendiri, okay? No more what happened to the no one left behind and the kita jaga kita bullshit, okay? It's all bullshit, man. We all know that, okay? So I don't really have to go down into that direction. Plus, that's not really what my channel is all about. If somebody go and quote me and misquote me pula, okay? Excuse me, I've totally forgotten. Guys, give me a minute. Let me go and grab my tea, because I switch on the hot water and I forgot to refill. Give me a minute. Don't run away, okay? Don't go away. Back, guys. There is a nice cup of green tea to soothe the throat. Man, I've been talking like non-stop for almost 2 hours already. Okay, cool. Alright, so gonna wrap it up soon. Again, thank you for folks who left a like. Hey, Amir, thanks, man. Hi, Amir. Amir says, "Mantap, bosku." Okay, thank you. Okay, alright. Don't call me boss. Right? I really don't really like the word boss or something like that. Okay. Plus, he's just perpetuating that meme lah. Okay. Let's not go back there. He's not someone that we want to emulate or hold in high regard. He being, okay. All right. Obviously, our former fifth prime minister, whatever. Okay. Anyway, hey. Chai was saying that happen to realize you are using the Pacifica as your main live guitar. Do you use it for recording as well? You have other specific guitars just for studio work? Chai, alright. Very, very observant of you. Yes, okay. I do use my Pacifica, but I've not used the Pacifica since 2007 2006 actually. That's I know. Sometimes I will have it, but yeah, the Yamaha Pacificas are one of the, I would argue, and again, because I'm biased, right, towards Yamahas, I love Yamaha guitars. I would say they're one of the best guitars out there for the money within their price range lah. Okay, The Pacificas are let's say, they are so well built, the quality control, so even the entry level one is pretty decent. I started out not with a Pacifica, technically not, right. It's an entry level guitar called the EG303. Heck, that was the guitar I used during recording of Pop Shovit's first album, okay? Take and Shove It. I did borrow some other guitars as well. I had the fortune, I had the fortune of borrowing guitars such as a nice custom Ibanez RG, like an Ibanez Gem. Okay, a Gem's not for me. I hate the sound of Ibanez Gems. Okay, they're just not right for my sound now. Okay, I borrowed even a Parker Fly, from friends. Friends did borrow me. Um, and another guitar which I use a lot was actually a Godin. I can't remember. I don't really know how it's actually pronounced. But having access to all these guitars, sometimes it's not necessarily about what's the most expensive. It's about what works best and what sounds best. So anyway, yeah, I was using only Pacifica only until about 2005. Yeah, until about 2005. Because after that, I got introduced and I found out and I learned more about the. Let me grab it. Okay. I can't move my camera around, but here we go. This is my baby. This is my baby. This one here. This is my baby. This is the Yamaha AES 620 HB. This is my beloved baby, okay? This is the one that I primarily use for live shows and performances. So this is the AES series. The AES series is Yamaha's take, right, on the Les Paul design. Single cutaway, double humbucker, that kind of a classic design, right? But they have a slightly narrower body. The body is slightly more contoured as well. The hardware, right, is a little bit different. Same kind of a Tune-o-matic, but they have their own custom hardware. This is an amazing guitar, okay? I would say this. I absolutely love this guitar. It comes with the Seymour Duncan JB pickups here on the bridge. Okay. These are Yamaha's own custom neck pickups as well. So it's basically their version, their take of a Les Paul, man. But what sets this version different, why it's called a HB, is because of this. This is a, it's not a, I won't call it a semi-hollow. This is a chambered body guitar. So this is actually, a little lighter than usual. And as you know, hollow bodies and chambered guitars, their tone is a little bit different. It's a little bit warmer. You're a little bit more low mids on this, and this is perfect because especially when I play with drop C sharp, sometimes now even with going to drop B as well. Having a little bit more solid low mids helps in that kind of especially that register lah, right? Okay, so. Yeah, this is my baby. Okay, now I have other guitars as well. I mean, I have another 620, a regular one, which is a regular solid body one. It's different sounding altogether. I have some other Pacificas. I now have a 812V, which is in a case somewhere. I also have another guitar, which is the West Borland signature model. Again, that is another wonderful, beautiful guitar, which I only take out for very special occasions, video shoots, and use it for recording lah. Okay, right? Only for very, very special shows I will use the West Borland guitar. So, yeah, okay. Let's see. So. Hopefully that answers the question. So Jia says about 2005. I will. Okay. So yeah, I don't really use the Pacificas nowadays. They are more of a specific situation, in certain cases, because the AES series just does it does and covers all the territory that I need lah, the material that I want to cover. Okay, cool. Right. Almost time, but we got one time for one last question. Okay, and this comes from hello Afiq. Right, says here, Afiq PB. Hi JD. What's the best step learn how to mix well? I saw a video Lok said spend 100 revisions mixes on his songs. Thoughts? What's the best step learn how to mix well? Let's see. Okay, let me just scroll it down. I think it's like, I think your question, it's two separate things. So hang on a second. Let me put the guitar back first. Let me put it nicely in the stand. I don't want to leave it leaning down on the table corner here. I want to put it back carefully in my stand. Sayang, my babies, man. What's the best step learning how to mix well? You see, I think it's been said before. Mixing can't be taught. It can't be taught, but it can be learned. And what do you think that you mean by that? It basically means that I cannot, or somebody else cannot teach you how to mix. The reason for that is very simple. It's because our human ears differ from one another. Everyone's hearing is different. Everyone's hear their frequency response of their ears are different from each other. So we hear things differently altogether. Alright? So that's number one. So it cannot be taught, but it can be learned. You can learn by practicing how to mix. Alright? So the best step, alright, it's not I don't think it's a linear process. It's there's no like step 1 do this, step 2 do this, step 3 do this. There's so many factors, and I think maybe the best one I can sort of lead you to is go to the direct access playlist. Okay, I have one video, right, which is I think somewhere towards the later part, 20 plus something, okay, on the playlist, which is which is the introduction to mixing. All right, where is it? There you go. This is this video over here. All right, introduction to mixing. This one, yeah. Okay, where does it go? Yep, that one. So yeah, maybe that's a good place to sort of start. One book which I super highly recommend anyone out there as well. Let me grab it very quickly. Okay. If you really want to get a start into mixing to learn, right? Okay. There's no like a 10 step or 20, 15 step or 50 step success formula towards knowing how to mix. It's many things. It's about understanding the music, knowing how to interpret the song, having a good sense of balance. All the tricks and tips and the tweaks and methods, those are all got nothing to do with it. It's got nothing to do with how good your mixes turn out. I've said it before. 60 to 70% of the outcome of a mix has got nothing to do with your skills, has got nothing to do with your plugins, has got nothing to do with whatever techniques or tricks or tips that you employ or that you use. 60 to 70%, right? A big significant chunk of influence of how good a mix turns out is the source. It is the song, the choice of sounds, the arrangement, and the performance. These things have got so much more impact on the mix than any of the whatever tricks and tips that you read out there. So if people ask me, what's the best way to get your mixes to sound good? Fix those things first. Get good sound sources. Good sound source, good player, good arrangement. That really solves the big problem of mixing altogether. You know? Okay. Right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So the second part of your question said that 100 revisions mixes on these songs. I probably don't want to get into that. Okay. Right. And if you need to do 100 revisions, I feel that to be honest, to be fair, it basically means you're just kind of going in circles. That you don't really know what you want or what your outcome is. You don't have a clear vision. That's my opinion, lah. Okay, right? It can be a fact. It's not directed to that person. But if somebody needs to go to 100 revisions, it means that you don't know what you're going for in the first place. Like you're just going around in circles. Now I've undergone that. I've gone through that sort of a process before with folks. Okay, thankfully, not up to 100 revisions lah. But you know what happens when it goes to this? Whenever I encounter this kind of situation where client comes back with endless revisions over and over and over again. The tip is, don't ever delete your first version. After they've gone to like version 20 or whatever, 100, 200, 300, 1000 or whatsoever, play back version 1 again. See what happens. That's what happened most of the time whenever I encountered issues with clients or access that just request keep going revisions over and over and over again. It's basically they are chasing their tail. There's always a case of chasing their tail. It's like, one thing, whenever you adjust something, it will affect everything else, and it becomes a cycle that just never ends. You have to put a stop as a producer, right? Or if you're an artist, you are self-producing, you have to know where to say stop. That's it. That is the mix. That's it. Let's not go any further because it's no longer productive. Focus on what's important to a listener. Take your mind away from being the creative artist. Yes, definitely music, you want to be creative, you want to be an artist. Put yourself in the shoes of the average listener. What speaks to them? What is the one that compels them and to react and respond to the song? It's not your intricate or your technical delay or your solo part or your super canggih hi-hat pattern or whatever. It's your song and your melody and your lyrics. Okay, anyway, right, we're kind of going a little bit overboard over time already. I was going to say as well, I recommend this book. This is highly recommended. This book is called Zen and the Art of Mixing by Mixer Man. Okay, if you want to get into it, this is actually a brand new edition, 2021 edition that he just published, because there are new versions, new updates, right, with a little more relevance towards some of the developments in technology. Okay, anyway, so yeah, that's my answer. Okay, a fake yes, haha, yes, direct access. Okay, alright. Last question. Okay, alright. Amir, okay, bro, boleh bagi tip tak pasal opening guitar track left dengan right dalam mixing untuk elak phase issue dari segi EQ left dengan right guitar, dan tip nak bagi besar bunyi. Okay, very good question. Okay, Amir, I will save this question. Okay, I can save soalan you, and I'll put it up in maybe this upcoming week of upcoming episode of the weekly update Wednesday, because I don't think it's something that I can cover for tonight lah. Tapi I do appreciate. Alright, thank you for sending in that question. It's already coming up to 12:07, 12:10. Okay, I'm gonna call it call it a night already for Ask Me Anything. Usually this is from 10 to 12 because there's no mixed stream tonight, so I'm doing this instead lah. I guess thank you very much, okay, for watching. If you're watching this right now live, okay, appreciate you. Or if you're watching this later on when I upload this onto YouTube and you're watching the replay, I thank you as well. Okay, do leave your questions and your feedback. If you have any ideas, or any suggestions, or if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I mean, as I mentioned, Gan, I will answer your question and put it into a video lah. Okay, right? Into that, and then leave them down, or if you're watching in YouTube, leave them also in the comment section below. Always love to hear from you all. Okay. Do leave a like if you're watching this. If you found this useful and informative, do share it. Hey, and if you haven't done so, okay, if you haven't done so already, please head on down to the YouTube channel, okay, and subscribe, become a subscriber. Go to studio2105 at youtube.com/studio2105. Subscribe, become a subscriber today, okay. If you want to also join the MixStream group, go to facebook.com/MixStream. Look for MixStream. This is our online community for the MixStream. It consists of subscribers, followers, patrons as well. And if you want to also kind of support the what I do in a more financial way, you can also become a patron by signing up to become a patron via Patreon. Okay. So this is my Patreon website, okay, www.patreon.com/studio2105. Go and check it out, okay? Go and check out the Patreon website. For as low as you can help to support the channel for as low as $1 a month, right? $1 a month is like 4 ringgit, kind of a subscription. And if there are different tiers, right? You go to the website, check it out. And if you go up to the VIP tiers, right, get all the special perks and all the special different benefits, okay? The benefits include one-on-one tutorial mentoring sessions, right? That means you and we will have like a once a week session where, you get to ask me a question, or, we get to sit down and I will tutor you and mentor you specifically on any sort of a topic or any question that you have, right? Be it recording, mixing, music production, or music business, or any sort of advice, even career advice as well, if you want to ask about that, okay? But do check it out, okay? Do check out the Patreon as well. So I'm gonna call it a night. All right, everyone, all of you, stay safe, take care. All right, stay happy, stay healthy, wash your hands, take care of your personal hygiene. That's very important. Stay safe, okay? And all right, I'll see you again real soon in the next video, really soon. Till next time, happy recording and mixing. Peace, love, and music. Good night.